We quietly made our way to Jack's room because the door was open. There he was, sitting on his bed, headphones in, completely lost in whatever was playing on his laptop. He didn't even notice us at first. The light from the screen was reflecting off his face. He looked calm, almost peaceful, but rather detached. Aunt Sarah cleared her throat. "Jack, honey, we're home." He jumped as if he'd been caught doing something wrong. The laptop remained open, pausing at a scene from a movie. It wasn't hard to guess what kind. He quickly closed it, cheeks turning red. "Oh, hey Mom, Emily, I didn't hear you guys come in." I felt strange. I've seen similar things online myself. It was a regular Friday afternoon in our quiet suburban neighborhood in Texas. And let's call me Emily, had just gotten home from my part-time job at the local coffee shop. My Aunt Sarah pulled up behind me in her SUV. We worked together, picked up groceries, and chatted about life as we always did. The living room felt different as we stepped inside. The lights were dim, the TV off, but a faint glow drifted down the hallway toward the bedrooms. My cousin Jack was home. Jack, now 23, was living with us, finishing community college and contemplating his next steps. His father, my Uncle Mike, was overseas working in construction, sending money back home and promising to return soon for big family decisions. We quietly made our way to Jack's room because the door was open. There he sat on his bed, headphones in, completely lost in whatever was playing on his laptop. He didn't even notice us at first. The light from the screen reflected off his face. He looked calm, almost peaceful, but rather detached. Aunt Sarah cleared her throat. "Jack, honey, we're home." She jumped as if she'd been caught doing something wrong. The laptop remained open, pausing at some scene in the movie. It wasn't hard to guess what kind. She quickly closed it, cheeks turning red. "Oh, hey Mom, Emily, I didn't hear you guys come in." I felt strange. I've seen similar things online myself, scrolling through videos or movies late at night that promised to escape the daily grind. But seeing her cousin like this, it hit different. He wasn't just watching for fun. It seemed like he was using her to vent. Aunt Sarah crossed her arms, her voice firm but not angry. "Jack, what were you doing?" "We need to talk about this," she sighed, running a hand through her hair. "Mom, come on, I'm 23. Single? No girlfriend? No dates. What am I supposed to do? Sit here and pretend everything's fine? These movies are the only thing that helps me relax. It doesn't hurt anyone." I remained silent, feeling a mixture of sympathy and surprise. Jack had always been the good-looking, funny guy in the family. Tall, athletic, the kind of guy who could charm anyone. But lately, he'd been withdrawn after spending hours alone. Aunt Sarah had been worried about him for months. She sat on the edge of the bed. "We've talked about this before. Your dad and I were concerned. You're young, you're healthy, but isolating yourself like this isn't healthy long-term. We don't want you to rely on screens to cope." Jack looked disappointed. "So what? You guys keep saying wait for the right time. Dad says he'll come back and help set things up. Maybe introduce me to someone. Maybe make some traditional arrangements, like he and you did back in the day. But I'm tired of waiting." Aunt Sarah softened. "Your dad is sending more money soon. He plans to come home next break. He wants to talk about your future. Maybe a proper introduction to a nice girl in our community. Someone who understands our values. But until then, we can't move you forward." His eyes shot up to mine. I stood there, feeling the weight of the moment. "Emily," she said quietly, "you've always been close to Jack. You've seen how hard this has been on him. Maybe you could spend some time with him, help him feel less alone. Talk, hang out, be with him so he doesn't get drawn to this thing." My heart skipped a beat. "What are you saying, Aunt Sarah?" She raised a hand. "Nothing inappropriate. Just be there for him. Watch movies together, the normal kind. Go for walks, talk about life. Remind him that he's not alone. Your family. Sometimes family support is what keeps someone from getting into bad habits." Jack seemed hopeful, almost relieved. He'd always had a soft spot for me. We grew up playing together, sharing secrets. But this seemed too heavy now. I hesitated. I don't know. I'm not sure I'm the right person. I've had my own things going on, and honestly, I've seen similar things. It's not like I'm judging. But getting involved like this, it can be complicated. Aunt Sarah nodded in understanding. "I know that's a lot to ask. But Jack is struggling. If he keeps going down this path alone, it could get even worse. Your uncle and I We trust you. You're adults, responsible. Just help him feel connected. Nothing more. Jack spoke. Emily, I don't want to pressure you. But yeah, it would mean a lot. Just having someone around who gets him. No expectations. I felt torn. Part of me understood his loneliness. I felt empty in my nights, scrolling for distraction. And Jack was family. Sweet, kind Jack. But boundaries mattered. After a long pause, I said, okay, but only if we keep it simple. Nothing weird. We hang out, talk, maybe watch a comedy or go get some food. Deal? They both nodded quickly. Aunt Sarah stood up. Thanks, honey. I'll give you both some space. I'll be in the kitchen if you need me. She left, closing the door softly behind her. Jack and I sat there in silence for a minute. Then he laughed nervously. It's weird, isn't it? Yeah, I admitted. But I get it. Life is hard when you're figuring everything out by yourself. We started small. I suggested we turn off the laptop and put on a regular movie. Something light, like an old rom-com. We laughed at the funny parts. He opened up about feeling stuck, the job hunt, the lack of his father, the pressure of expectations. I shared my frustrations, college debt, dating apps that went nowhere, feeling like everyone else was there. Hours passed. It felt good, normal human. Over the next few weeks, it became a routine. We would text during the day, plan hangouts. Sometimes we would cook dinner together. Other times, we would drive to the park and talk for hours. He stopped mentioning these videos late at night. I could see the change. He smiled more, seemed lighter. One evening, after a long conversation about dreams and fears, he said, Emily, thank you, seriously. I feel like I can breathe again. You're the only person who hasn't judged me. I smiled. We're family, that's what we do. Aunt Sarah noticed too. She pulled me aside one day. You've done more for him than you know. He's focusing on his classes again, talking about his future. Your uncle is coming home soon. He's excited for Jack to meet someone special. The traditional way, like we had planned. I nodded. I'm happy. He deserves to be happy. Time flew by. A year passed. Uncle Mike returned from overseas. The family gathered. They arranged an introduction. Jack met a wonderful girl named Mia through family friends. She was kind, smart, shared his values. They hit it off right away. The wedding was beautiful, simple, cheerful, full of love. Jack looked happier than I'd ever seen him. As he danced with his new wife, he caught my eye and mouthed, "Thank you." Things naturally shifted after that. We were still close. Cousins, friends, but the intensity wore off. Life moved on. I would occasionally visit, but mostly we texted shared memes, checked in like normal family. Looking back, it wasn't about anything dramatic or taboo. It was about empathy, about stepping in when someone you care about is hurting, about reminding them that they're not alone. Sometimes the strongest connections come from quiet moments, conversations, laughter, understanding, not from screens or escapism, but from real people who show up. If you're watching this and feeling the same loneliness, reach out. To family, to friends. You don't have to face this alone. Thanks for listening to the story. If this resonates, hit that like button, leave a comment about your family moments, and subscribe for more heartwarming stories like this. We upload every day. Real emotions, no drama for drama's sake. See you in the next one. Take care.